All right, folks, welcome back to Organic Matters, where we keep it real, keep it green, and keep it 100% legit. Here is a wild stat that will blow your mind and maybe make you spill your store-bought beer all over your couch. More than 90% of conventional beer sold in the United States is brewed with grains sprayed with synthetic pesticides and hops grown with chemical fertilizers that you would never want anywhere near your backyard garden. You are literally drinking farm chemicals with a side of marketing. And the kicker is the big beer corporations know you care about organic, but they hope you think brewing organic at home is too complicated, too expensive, and too crunchy granola to even try. Today we are calling their bluff, and we are brewing our own 100% certified organic beer right here in a tiny kitchen with gear that costs less than a weekend of overpriced craft brews in Portland or Austin. If you have ever boiled pasta, you can brew beer. Seriously. I used to think organic beer was just a gimmick too, like putting an organic sticker on a six-pack and charging $8 more because millennials love vibes. I was that guy standing in Whole Foods rolling my eyes. Then my buddy dragged me to an organic farm in Vermont where I tasted fresh organic barley tea and smelled organic Cascade hops right off the vine. It smelled like pine forest and grapefruit had a baby. That moment hit me like a cold IPA on a hot July 4th. This was not marketing. This was flavor you could actually taste because the soil was alive and not nuked with chemicals. That is when I realized if we can taste the difference between garden tomatoes and gas station tomatoes, we can absolutely taste the difference in beer. So today we are walking through the simplest way to start, which is extract brewing with all certified organic ingredients. No need to go full mad scientist with all grain mashing yet. We keep it easy, clean, and totally doable for a first-timer in any apartment in the United States. Before we dive into the brew kettle, let us crush the 5 biggest myths that mess up beginners, because most YouTube pros get these dead wrong and they will wreck your batch before you even pop the cap. Myth number 1, that you need a fancy brewery setup that costs a fortune. Nope. You need a big stock pot that holds at least 5 gallons of food-grade plastic fermenter bucket with an airlock, a long spoon, a sanitizer that is organic approved, like Star San, which is actually fine for organic brewing, a siphon and bottles. That is it. You can get a starter kit for under $100 online and reuse it forever. Think of it like buying a good cast iron skillet once instead of eating takeout every night. Myth number 2, that organic ingredients are impossible to find in the United States. Wrong again. Thanks to the USDA organic certification, you can order certified organic light malt, extract certified organic specialty grains like Crystal or Munich certified organic hops pellets, and certified organic dry yeast from like 5 different online homebrew shops. Check for the green USDA seal. If it does not have the seal, it is not certified. Do not let some random seller on the internet finesse you with the word natural. Natural means nothing. Certified organic means everything. Myth number 3, that sanitizing is optional if you are all natural. Oh my God, please stop listening to that advice. Organic does not mean dirty. Think of your fermenter like a hospital operating room for yeast. If bacteria gets in there before your yeast does, you will brew something that tastes like sour gym socks. Sanitize everything that touches your beer after the boil. Everything. No shortcuts. Myth number 4, that you have to use weird health food store sugar. You do not. For extract brewing, your fermentable sugar comes from organic malt extract, which is basically concentrated barley juice made from organic barley. It is thick, sweet, and gorgeous. For priming your bottles at the end, you can use organic corn sugar or organic cane sugar. Keep it simple. Myth number 5, that organic beer will be weak or flat or taste like grass clippings. That is the biggest lie Big Beer wants you to believe. When you use quality organic malt and fresh organic hops, you get cleaner flavor, brighter aroma, and a smoother finish because there are no chemical residues messing with your fermentation. My first organic pale ale tasted better than 90% of the craft 6-packs I bought in California. Okay, now the fun part, the actual brew day. This is my go-to foolproof organic American pale ale recipe that even my cousin who burns toast can pull off. First, get your water right. If your tap water in the States smells like a swimming pool, use filtered water. Chlorine kills good yeast vibes. Start with about 2.5 gallons of clean water in your big pot and bring it to about 155 degrees. If you do not have a thermometer, think hot tea temperature but not boiling. Turn off the heat and steep your organic specialty grains. Put about half a pound of organic Crystal 40 malt in a mesh bag like a giant tea bag and let it sit for 20 minutes. This is where you get that beautiful amber color and that caramel toffee backbone. Pull the bag out and let it drip. Do not squeeze it like it owes you money or you will get bitter tannins. Now bring that sweet grain tea to a boil and take it off the heat again for a second while you stir in your organic light malt extract. About 6 pounds for a 5-gallon batch. Stir like your life depends on it so it does not clump and scorch on the bottom. This stuff is sticky like molasses on a summer sidewalk. Return to a rolling boil. Watch it like a hawk because it loves to foam over and make your stovetop look like a crime scene. Once you have a stable boil set set a timer for 60 minutes. This is hop time. For a classic American pale ale, add about half an ounce of organic Magnum or organic Cascade hops right at the start of the boil for bitterness. Add 15 minutes left, toss in another half ounce of organic Cascade for flavor. Add 1 minute left, toss in a full ounce of organic Cascade or Citra for that bright citrusy aroma that makes your kitchen smell like a brewery in Oregon. That staggered addition is how you layer flavor like a DJ layers beats. After 60 minutes, kill the heat and cool that wort down fast. Wort is just brewer slang for unfermented beer juice. Put the lid on and stick the whole pot in an ice bath in your sink filled with ice and water. You want to drop it below 75 degrees in under 30 minutes if you can. Fast cooling prevents weird off flavors. Pour your cooled wort into your sanitized fermenter bucket and top it off with cold filtered water until you hit 5 gallons. Shake it or stir it hard to aerate it. Yeast needs oxygen at the start like a runner needs a deep breath before a sprint. Now pitch your organic yeast. I love Cephalius 05 for beginners because it is clean, reliable, and basically impossible to kill unless you try really hard. Sprinkle it right on top, seal the bucket, pop in your airlock filled with sanitizer, and put it somewhere dark and cool around 68 degrees. A closet works perfect. Now you wait. Fermentation will kick off within 24 to 48 hours, and your airlock will start bubbling like a little alien aquarium. That is carbon dioxide escaping. That is your yeast eating sugar and making alcohol and magic. Let it ride for about 2 weeks. Do not open it every day to peak. Let the yeast do its job. It knows what it is doing better than you do. After 2 weeks, you bottle. Boil 2 cups of water with about 3/4 of a cup of organic corn sugar. Let it cool and gently stir it into your beer in a second clean bucket. This is priming sugar for carbonation. Then siphon into clean sanitized bottles, cap them, and let them sit at room temperature for another 2 weeks to carbonate. Chill one, open it, and listen for that perfect pitch cheat. Pour it and look at that head. That foam is alive. Smell it. Taste it. That is your beer. You grew that from certified organic ingredients with your own 2 hands in your own American kitchen. No chemicals, no corporate nonsense, no greenwashing, just real beer made by a real person. It is like the difference between a fast food burger and a burger. You grill yourself with grass-fed beef from the farmer down the road. Both are burgers technically, but one has soul and you know exactly what went into it. Brewing your own organic beer gives you that same pride and that same control. You become part of a tradition that goes back thousands of years before industrial farming tried to hijack it. And here's the thing nobody tells beginners. Even if your first batch is not perfect, it will still be yours, and it will still be drinkable, and your friends will still think you are a literal wizard. My first batch was a little cloudy, and I loved it like my first car that barely started but still got me to the beach. Now, before you run off to order grains, I need your take for the comment war I know is about to start. Some hardcore craft heads say extract brewing is not real brewing, and if you are not doing all grain, you are basically making instant ramen and calling yourself a chef. Other folks say extract is the smartest way to keep organic brewing accessible and consistent, especially for beginners in the United States who just want clean beer without the gatekeeping. So what is your call? Is extract brewing legit real brewing, or just training wheels that should come off fast? Drop your hot take in the comments and be savage, but keep it fun because I read everything. And if you loved this breakdown, smash that subscribe button and ring that bell, because next week on Organic Matters, we're going deep on something that could actually save you serious money. We are breaking down tax breaks for going organic in US versus EU in 2026. We are talking real USDA cost share programs for organic certification in the States versus EU organic farming subsidies that pay you per hectare, how to claim write-offs for your home organic garden or small farm, and which side of the Atlantic is actually putting its money where its organic mouth is. If you've ever thought about turning your organic obsession into a side hustle or a full farm, you cannot miss that episode. Thanks for hanging, brewing, and keeping it organic with me. I will see you next time. And until then, keep your airlocks bubbling and your beer 100% organic.